Rabotai, he says over here, the person feels weak, he should say, I'm strong. You see, notice, it's a very, very simple thing. It's like, to be honest, it's in the mind. It's in a mental type of situation. A guy who wants to be depressed, he could put himself depressed. Unless there's really mental instability. But a guy should never be depressed. There's no reason to be depressed. There's no reason. The fact that you're alive is the biggest beracha that you could ever have. You understand? You're alive. Go ask the guy that's dead. I'd rather be alive. He can't move. He can't do anything. So he says, a person feels weak. He feels down. He feels this. No, I'm getting out of it. I'm not weak. I'm strong. I'm chazak. I'm this and that. Talk to himself about it. Hachalash, he says this. It says it. And under the chalush, it says, Hachalash, the person who feels weak, Yomar, he should say, no, I'm strong. Giborani. I'm strong. Right? He says, where do we see the love that you have for God when times when you're feeling weak, then I'm going to still serve Hashem. That, when you feel weak, when you feel you're not in the mood, that's the time where you're supposed to go ahead and even so serve Hashem. That's the time. You know, somebody was telling me, really, I was there at the time, it was last night. I was at somebody's house. Somebody tells the other guy, you're not real. You're not real, Avodat Hashem. He says, what do you mean? He tells him, you have everything on a silver platter. Because this guy, he had everything. He had wealth, he had fame, he had a very, very prestigious guy. So this guy is telling the other guy, you Avodat Hashem is not real. He said, what do you mean? He got offended. What do you mean? He says, but you, everything's on a silver platter. You have the honor, you have the fame, you have the money, you have this, you have that, everything. So how do we know if you really love God? How do we know? Well, because you go into shul with me. When you go to shul, everybody gives you the honor. Come sit here, come to there, aliyah, this, that. So how do we know if you love God? How do you know of course, don't get me wrong. Some people, they have the fame and they have the honor, they have the money, they don't even go to shul. I'm saying, he's wrong in a sense, but he's right in a sense. He's wrong because at least he's going to shul and this and that. You know, he's still going to classes, he's going to shiurim, he's donating charity, he's giving tzedakot, he's doing chesed, he's helping the people. You're right, but he's wrong because he's actually doing. But he's also right because really, 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 when times get tough, that's how we see when the guy's on the wall, where things are like, why is this and why is that? That's what we see. Go for it. How do we see this? How do we see this? From Iyov. Iyov is the biggest example. How do I know what I'm saying is true? Guess what happened? All of a sudden, comes the Satan. He tells Iyov, he tells Hashem, you know, who's the tzaddik? Iyov tzaddik. Iyov is this big tzaddik. Iyov tzaddik, of course he's tzaddik, Hashem. You gave him money. You gave him fame, you gave him friends, you gave him everything. He's not going to be tzaddik? What does the Satan say? There's a debate now. No, Hashem says, no, he's tzaddik. Even if he doesn't have that, he's a tzaddik. I could testify. So Satan says, do you allow me to do things to Iyov? To play around with his situation? Let me see if he's going to really be tzaddik when I start taking things away from him. Let's take away a little bit of his money. Let's give him some suffering on his body. Let's make him lose his fame and his friends. Let's see Hashem if he's going to still serve you. You understand what's going on over here? So Platter is saying something phenomenal. He's saying at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, anything that you do in the service of Hashem, to do it, it's tremendous, tremendous, tremendous. But what do you do when the time's getting tough, when you're not in the mood? I always say the famous story of Aaron and Kutla. I love this story with a passion. It talks to me. I love it. Of Aaron Kutla, one time he saw one of his Talmidim. Amazing, 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 amazing story. One of his Talmidim came over to him. Rabbi, you're sitting down here. I don't have a cheshek. I don't have a desire to learn. I'm not feeling it. And right away, like lightning. You know what he said? Aaron told this boy, he says, I'm jealous of you. And why? Because my whole life, Rav Aaron said, Yeshiva of Lakewood. I always had a desire to learn. But I mean, I love to learn. I was just crazy about learning. I couldn't stop learning. They say of Aaron when they were in the concentration camps, that one of the people that they lifted him up. Imagine in World War II, there was a train coming by and they lifted him up, and he didn't even realize, but they lifted him up. They put him when he was a youngster. They lifted him up, and he was continuing learning the Gemara. Imagine there's this, there's that, learning. He didn't stop learning. He loved learning. He was entranced in learning. They say he was, even when he was young, they used to be in the Beit Midrash. He used to come up, he used to like tap on the table, you know what I'm saying? Rabotai, stop the open. I have a question on the sugya. And nobody could answer. It was like firecrackers. You had this rabbi screaming that answer and this. And the little young guy, boom, trying to figure out his answer. How firecrackers, amazing. He's amazing in learning. Genius, brilliant, lightning. So he told his student, I wish I had this tests. I wish I had the test that you have. He says, what do you mean? He says, I never had the opportunity to learn when I didn't have a desire. That is an amazing nisayon that you have right now. You're not in the mood to learn, and you're learning anyway. Wow. You understand what's going on over here? Some guy at night, he's finished, he has to learn at night, right? You have to take torah. You have to learn morning, night. You have to try to do as much as learning as you can. Comes a guy, comes home from a hard day, whatever it is. He comes home, he's dead tired. But he knows he has class 9 to 10. This is where you see the love of God right now. When you're in your bed, and you like look at the time and say, oh man, I forgot I have class tonight. I have shiur Torah tonight. But it's cold out. I'm not in the mood. If I'm going to find parking, I'm not going to find parking. This is where the guy gets up and he says, I'm in. I'm all in. I'm all in, Hashem. How many times I had it in my own personal life where I always find out, Birkat Levana, I get, let's see, a message, text message. I get it. I'm in bed 11:30 at night. I'm legit. I'm already done. I'm done for the day. I'm wiped. I'm dead tired. I'm telling you. But I get a text from somebody. Don't forget Birkat Levana. And I was like, oh man. And it's freezing cold. That happened to me. I'm not numerous times. Not once. Not twice. Maybe 5. It happens all the time to me. I don't know why. Hashem gives me these, I love it. It's freezing. It's like it's freezing outside. I know it's freezing outside. And you go underneath cover, your down cover, feather covers, like you're finally underneath. And then you just like, look, who texts me? Maybe it's an emergency. You look, don't forget. I was like, ay. I go, ay. What do I do? I was like, whoa, I have a test right now. I know it's cold. I say, Hashem, I love you. Hashem, I love you so much. I have an opportunity now to make Birkat Levana, to make the Beracha on the moon. Oh, I'm doing it tonight. I go with the thing. I don't just go with the sweatpants, the BJ. I'm going to change for the Beracha. They say, because you're blessing, when you're blessing on the new moon, right? It's like you're greeting the Shekhinah. Is that a joke? Well, that's why we go outside when we say the Beracha. Because we're like, greeting the Shekhinah. And therefore, you have to dress properly. You have to dress in kavod fashion. Boom. Now, don't worry about it. You still can do it even if you're not. Meaning to say, if you're in your PJs in this room, just go. Put on your coat and go and say it. You know what I'm saying? Now the Yitzhak's going to get him next time. Oh, I have to wear something good. Forget it. No, go anyway. Put your jacket on and say it. But the bottom line, I'm telling you, this is the time where